Hey everyone, happy Tuesday afternoon to you. It's Christophe Choo from beautiful cloudy Beverly Hills today. And as I talked about this morning, you never know in real estate how things will change. So I thought I'd talk to you about a little bit what's going on in my Coldwell Banker Global Luxury world of Beverly Hills. But to kind of start off our conversation today, I didn't want to talk about the luxury side of things because there's an interesting side note. You know, the first reality TV show for real estate was $1 Million Listing. And I think they came on the air initially 6 or 7 years ago. And I'd been doing YouTube videos for quite a long time, and the casting director and the producer contacted me. And we went through about 5 or 6 months of screen tests, interviews, all sorts of different things to be a cast member on that new show. And I was very excited. It was my first chance to be on television on a big scale, meaning a cast member of a show, Bravo, which everybody wants to be on Bravo, right? And pretty exciting. So I remember we were at a lunch, Gabrielle, myself, the casting director and the producer, sitting at Villa Blanca, that had just opened, and we're sitting down and about to kind of finalize some terms for being on $1 Million Listing. First year, first season, one of the original cast members. And I remember sitting there and something came to me. I said to them, what is it you're looking to get out of the show? First of all, say hello everyone, give me a like and a hello. Hopefully you like this topic. Hey James, how are you? So it kind of came out in the conversation. I just said, you know guys, I'm not clear, what is it you want to get out of the show? And I don't remember if it was the casting director or the producer. They said, we're Bravo, we're a network. We want ratings, drama, and fights between the agents. Took me about a half a second. I didn't even look at Gabrielle. And I said, you know what, that's just not me. And many, many years ago, my first business coach said, you need to be the calming force in the transaction. And I said that word for word to the producer. I said, you know what, as much as I want to be on TV, as much as I want to be a star of what I know is going to be a hit show, it just is not going to work for me. And we didn't do the show. And now 7 years later, it's a huge show, a lot of cast members, lots of fights on the show, as you all know. I love watching it, by the way. Actually, I don't watch it anymore because there's a lot of, anyways, I don't want to say why I don't watch it anymore. But anyways, that's kind of why I didn't go on $1 Million Listing, because I just didn't want to be part of creating drama and fights and deals, because there's enough drama and fights in deals anyways day to day that, and again, I have to keep following my heart, which is to be the calming force in the deal. So then a few years later, another show from HGTV contacted me called Selling LA. Kind of same thing. It was like 3 to 4 months of going to Burbank, doing screen tests and all this stuff, and same restaurant, same table, Gabrielle and I and the two heads of the show, and same question. This time I was prepared. It wasn't an off the cuff. I said, what do you want out of the show? They're like, well, we're HGTV. We're a kind of a Midwest home kind of network. Hey there, Chuck, thank you. I'm glad you watched my train segment on Extra. Hey, Laura, Mary, oh, I love this. All my friends are watching. Give me some likes and hearts. First of all, don't you think I made the right decision by not doing $1 Million Listing? You know, day to day, not day to day, but every once in a while I think, did I do the right thing? Did I not do the right thing? I feel in my heart I did. But yeah, I would have been a lot more famous, but that's okay. I have my own YouTube channel, I have my own TV show. It's a lot different today and I can control it. I'm not at the whims of what the production companies want to make you look as. Hello, Massimo, ciao, tutto bene? In Italia? And by the way, I may be coming to that side of the world very shortly, but I can't make any public comments about it yet until it's all firmed up. Anyway, so sitting down with the producers of Selling LA, and they said, we're a Midwest network, kind of family oriented. We want real deals and real clients that buy and sell homes. I'm like, that's perfect. I love that. I'm in. But my concern when I said to them, I said, well, here's the thing. We start shooting a show with a buyer or a seller, and these were all real clients and real deals. What if they don't buy? What if they don't sell? You know, that stuff happens in real estate. So needless to say, I was on the show for 3 seasons. We did a great job. And I love being on the show. It was lots of fun. It was a lot of work. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, is the work behind the glamour and beauty, because ever since really $1 Million Listing came out, 6, 7 years ago, so many young people are under the false impression, like I was when I started in real estate at 18 years old, young and dumb and green. I remember Gabrielle, when I was about 17, maybe 18, she said to me, Christophe, life will harden you. I didn't even know what she was talking about. I was 18, I'd had a lot of life experience. I'd been to Europe many times, spoke several languages, knew about food, fashion, travel, all that stuff. But I didn't know about life hardening. I didn't even know what she meant. So she said, life will harden you. And what was the point of what I was saying? Oh, shoot. It was a good one, too. So the TV shows. So these TV shows really glamorize the world of real estate. And of course, I'm in Beverly Hills. There's lots of wonderful parties, incredible homes. If you guys saw the extra TV segment of my Maison 808 with Michael Corbett, give me some hearts and likes. Hopefully you saw it. We posted the replay of the video this morning. We're going to have another segment on mansions and millionaires on extra, I think, in the next week or two, and another segment on NBC Open House in the next couple of weeks, I think early April. So anyways, TV shows, the reality TV shows show all the drama, all the pretty houses, but it's really a lot of it's made up. So I think a lot of people have gotten into the real estate industry with the false impression that, oh, like I know what I thought at 18, which was, I didn't know anything about real estate. I was modeling at the time, and Gabrielle suggested I get into real estate. But as a young, dumb 18-year-old, I honestly thought I show pretty houses, I drive a fancy car, and I make a lot of money. That's what I thought real estate was. I had no idea there was such a thing as an escrow, or title insurance, or inspections, and sewer lines, and just all of the many, many things that go on in selling real estate. So now, 29 years later, because I did have my 29-year anniversary in the business not too long ago, I've been there, done that, seen so much in my life. And hey, Stephen Christie, nice to see Lori Hoban. Hey, Florida in the house, I love it. Yeah, tell me, guys, where you're checking in from. I can't see too well because I'm doing actually a couple things. I'm watching the show live on my computer while I'm recording live from my phone, and I'm also I better turn off the sound. I'm also checking because with this program I'm using, these videos go live to my website as well. So I was actually waiting to see if it popped up live on the website, but it's not showing yet as live on the website. So something's going on. There's a glitch in the system. So anyways, we'll have to figure that part out. Anyway, so young and dumb, didn't know anything about real estate. I just thought you show pretty houses. I remember starting my classes. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it. Starting my classes in real estate, learning about title, escrow, inspections, liens, judgments. I mean, there's so much to learn in real estate. Hey, NorCal, how are you? Hey, Bruce Bryant. Yeah, sunny California. It ain't no sunny California today. And the reason I'm sitting here is because I had all planned. My day was all planned, got here before sunlight. Sunrise now is at 7:05. So I get here and it's dark outside, which I don't love. But anyways, got here early. If you saw my recorded video this morning, did my affirmations, did my 10-10-10, kind of planned my day, did my coaching call, had a call with my co-listing agent Betty about an escrow we have, sent emails to sellers, escrows and titles about a little new issue that came up. So it's been a very full morning and about ready to go on Caravan, and then basically everything was canceled on Caravan. You know, we're kind of, I shouldn't say lazy in LA. Well, actually, Beverly Hills brokers tend to be a little bit on the lazy side, but you get 2 drops of rain and they cancel the Caravan. I don't get it. I mean, rain or shine. I'm sure those of you in the East Coast and the Midwest with all the snowstorms. Hey, Glenda. And Atlanta, too. Hi, honey, I miss you. Those of you with snowstorms, you guys still work in the snowstorms. Here in LA, a couple drops of drizzle, and it hasn't even drizzled today. Everything's shut down. All the open houses were canceled, and I spent all this time yesterday and this morning going through my Caravan magazine, plotting out all the houses, putting together my maps, and then my maps with all the properties listed where I'm going to go, and then all of a sudden, canceled. So that changed my day. Well, it's good because I have a lot of admin to do, so I ended up staying at the office, and usually I do go out to lunch every day, so I decided to stay in because I've got piles and piles of work. But the backstory to this, what made me decide to do a video is to share that yes, I do show mostly the glitz and glamour and the fun side of real estate because it's kind of fun. That's what you watch. And honestly, when I was watching reality TV shows for real estate, $1 Million Listing was a lot more interesting because I know all the guys. We've done deals together. We hang out. We go to speaking engagements together. And I kind of like watching the drama and the fights. It's interesting. Now, our show, Selling LA on HGTV, there was really no drama, no fights. It was real deals, real clients that would start to finish buy and sell or buy or sell a house. So just not as exciting as drama and ratings. And let's face it, people want reality TV and people want the drama and the fighting. So I thought I'm going to do more and more videos, not the pretty, fancy, beautiful stuff. Of course, I will still do that. I love that. Oh yeah, drizzle watch. I love that. So instead of all the fancy schmancy stuff, and my business coach Tom Ferry and Gary Vaynerchuk, who I really admire, keep telling me, hire a full-time videographer to follow you around and show the real deal of what you do every day. So I'm trying to do more of that, but still do my work. So the point of this little tirade story is, what am I working on here in the office? So caravan's out, spent half an hour, 45 minutes getting ready for that. That's out the window. That's just part of real estate. So what am I doing on my desk? So I've been rereading and reviewing all the new 2018 tax laws and how they affect our clients. And so for a future video, I can discuss that and share that on my many social media forums, because again, part of my job is to help educate and inform my clients of the reality of real estate. So that's number one. Next thing, luckily, Betty Graham and I, we co-listed a property, put on the market last Monday. By Friday, we sold it. Not sold, but an escrow. And it's a very quick escrow. So right away, Friday, we open escrow. Weekends, inspections. Today's Tuesday. Inspections yesterday, and all the stuff. Then dealing with HOAs and HOA documents and title documents and trust agreements. Reviewing trust agreements, making sure that the trustees and the owners get the paperwork to escrow and title reviews it, and we have the proper signatures, and getting all the contracts ratified or fully executed, as we call it, meaning someone writes an offer, we write a counter offer, the seller signs a counter offer, the buyer signs a counter offer, you have a deal, but then the sellers have to sign off on all the terms of the original offer. And sometimes one of my new clients, he's never sold a piece of property before, so part of my job is to educate. So we have to spend about half an hour on the phone, page by page, line by line, kind of going through the terms of the contract so he's comfortable signing. So that was Friday. But this morning, yesterday afternoon, we received the draft of the escrow instructions for the new escrow from Friday. And sometimes when you have a 5-day escrow, which I've done a lot of those deals, honestly, when it's a 5-day all-cash deal, sometimes those 5 days can be 40% consumed with doing all the stuff you need to do for that sale, whether it's a listing side or a buyer side. It's just a tremendous amount of work and paperwork. So start off with reading through, how many pages? Maybe 15 pages of the escrow instruction draft, which I did, approved, went to my partner, said, do you approve it? We approved it, sent it to escrow to approve it, so get it sent out. And then of course, escrow through my team needs to know everyone's mail addresses, email addresses, contact information, so that's done. Second part of that new escrow is disclosures. California is probably the most heavily contentious state in the United States in terms of lawsuits. So hence our California disclosure laws are very intensive. And when we do disclosures, we have local disclosures for our city, county, and state. Then there are federal disclosures. And then we have our own company disclosures. So whether you're with Coldwell Banker or XYZ, ABC Real Estate, yeah, Glenda, 5-day escrows, yeah. Honestly, I love those 5-day escrows, but literally it's like 5 days of like absolute hecticness. So this is a 17-day escrow, which is not so bad. And again, these quick escrows are always cash deals, thank God. 90%, no, actually 98% of my deals are all cash, so we don't have to deal with loans and appraisals and review appraisals and second appraisals and qualifying, oh God. Anyway, so whenever we have multiple offers, I always advise my sellers, a cash deal for a little bit less is worth a non-cash deal with loans and all the stuff that's involved. Anyways, we do have one escrow now closing this week that loan was involved. The loan's been approved, but we're right now already about 8-10 days delayed in the closing. So anyways, that's just the nature of it. So aside from that, our disclosure laws are very detailed because again, local city, local county, state, federal disclosure laws. And every seller is different. An individual owner is one kind of disclosure. A probate is another. A trust is another. So we have to look at these charts of who the sellers are, whether they lived or didn't live in the property, and then according to that, put together our disclosures. So this is light. This is what I call disclosures light. This is maybe only 35 pages of disclosures the seller has to complete. If it was seller full, meaning the full disclosure round, this is a trust. So trusts have certain exemptions from disclosures and they don't live in the property. But if it's a seller who lives in the home, lives in the property, there's probably another 18, 20 pages on top of it of all these disclosures. And you can't just send this to a client and have them fill it out. We have to hand walk them and hand go through, oftentimes, paragraph by paragraph, line by line, helping them answer the questions. Because again, I've done this thousands of times, maybe a couple thousand times. My team has done it hundreds of times, but most sellers have not, have maybe never done it. And in this case, so I have to take the time, first of all, making sure disclosures are properly prepared, going through it with my seller, and helping them complete the forms. So luckily my assistant prepares all the forms so that they're kind of ready to go. Then I got to go through reviewing it all. And we also have checklists. All of our escrows have a full, I think it's an 8-page escrow checklist that we have to go through every single day, line by line, line by line, line by line, to make sure all of the bits and pieces are on there. And actually I wonder, oh, it'd be so cool if I had a copy of it here, but I don't. But I think there's like 175 points on our escrow checklist. Exactly, Glenda, attention to detail. Am I right? And part of the attention to detail, knock on wood, is protecting and preserving my clients so that if ever there's any issues, we've done what we have to do. And if we disclose, if ever there's a glitch after the sale and a buyer potentially wants to file a lawsuit or a mediation or an arbitration, we want our sellers and ourselves to be ironclad protected as best as we can to prevent those particular issues. I remember I had one sale, this is maybe 20 years ago, my first potential mediation. We disclosed, I forget what the specific issue was. There was a specific issue that I disclosed in writing from the counteroffer, number 1, to 7 or 8 times in the contracts. And the deal closed, and several months later, I didn't even remember what it was about, it was so long ago. The buyers wanted to file a mediation arbitration, and we had those clauses in our contract. Went to a first mediation, which takes hours, because as an agent, I have to prepare all the documents, create timelines, write everything down, so that when we meet with the lawyers, we can go through, the lawyers need to be educated on what happened. And the first mediation didn't go well, the buyer was being difficult, didn't want to settle. The second mediation, and we're sitting there, and with a mediation, you hire a judge, you pay him an hourly rate, typically $400 to $800 an hour, to sit in the room and mediate. And the judge finally said to the buyer, he said, look, I understand you have issues or concerns. However, the listing agent and the sellers at 7 or 8 times throughout the purchase process had disclosed that specific issue. So he said, you know what, there's really no case. Now my clients ended up giving him, I think, $3,000 or $4,000 just to kind of be done with the deal, which he was fine, it was done, case settled and closed. But that's part of why, as Glenda said, attention to detail. And sometimes, as busy as we are, we have to really read every line and every detail. Sometimes we get busy in our day, but I've learned the hard way that I have to read every line, every detail very, very thoroughly. For example, in our purchase agreements, this is one of the reasons why to be studied. On the bottom of page 4 of a purchase agreement, in the little bottom of line, there's a little tiny box that if it's checked, it basically says when the house is sold and the seller leaves, the seller has to patch all the holes in the wall where there are paintings, and then patch and paint. Which, if you've got even if it's a 1,000 square foot house, if all of a sudden you're closed and all of a sudden panic sets in, you're like, oh my God, that box was checked and I forgot to uncheck it or delete it in a counteroffer. Guess what? Your seller's got to patch every hole in those walls behind those paintings. They got to patch it and paint it. And guess who's in trouble? Me, for not reviewing the contract properly. So, as Glenda said, attention to detail. So, pages and pages of disclosures I had to review. I then have to prepare, in California, I don't think all the states have this, we have to prepare what's called an AVID, which is an Agent's Visual Inspection Disclosure. And that's pretty tough because even though we're not inspectors, we're not licensed to do inspections, and thank God I've never been in those court cases, but lawyers come talk to us and tell us about court cases and how to avoid litigation for your clients. Yeah. Arlene is like, what box? If I had a purchase I have purchase contracts in front of me. Because I have, these are my pending offers files. So I've got 4 offers here in this file, 4 in that file. But basically in the California Association of Realtors purchase agreement, I forgot who asked that question, on page, here we go. Page 3 of 10, the bottom line, It says, brackets attached to walls, floors, and ceilings for any such components, furniture, or items shall remain on the property or will be removed, and holes and other damage shall be repaired. Not painted, so I made a mistake. So page 3, number 10, but it's the bottom, little teeny tiny box. You can't even see it. And I have one time, but it was a multiple, thank gosh. I had missed it the first round, but second round, we're about to sign everything. I quadruple check every contract, every page over and over again, and I caught that. And I'm so glad I did, which is why I'm bringing it up to you. Because had I not caught it, guess what? I'd be paying for the patching and painting of the house afterwards, and I certainly don't want to do that. So Arlene, that answers your question. Page 3, bottom, check it. So because of that lesson, that's one of the first things I check on every single contract, is once in a while it's checked. And I don't think it's reasonable for a seller to have to do all that stuff. So part of what happened this morning at 7:15 a.m., I'm texting, emailing my escrow office because we're about to sign a deal, a new escrow, and there was a bit of a panic. This is an interesting situation that came up with title and escrow. So I'll give you kind of a scenario. Couple owns a house. The house was owned in the husband's name individually. Over the years, they had 2 loans in the property, owned by the husband, and the loans were in the husband's name. At some point several years ago, there was a personal reason they decided to quit claim from the husband to the spouse, so the property is solely in the spouse's name. The spouse unfortunately passed away recently, and title's held in the spouse's name, the wife's name. The loans are held in the husband's name. So before signing off on a contract, the seller, the surviving spouse, wanted to kind of check with the banks and kind of find out what the final payoffs of the loans are. And guess what? The bank wouldn't talk to her because she's not on the loans. And she got kind of upset and panicked, called me at 8:30 last night, worried about all this. And I said, first of all, let's not worry about it. There's always a solution usually. And she did a lot of work trying to figure it out. So anyways, this morning, I have never dealt with this specific issue before. So this morning, I contact my title officer of 29 years, Kevin Vandershans. Hey, you guys have probably seen videos with Kevin. He's been my title rep since I started at 18 years old. Best in the business. 7:15, 5 minutes after my text, he gets back to me. I email him the documents. He gets to do what he needs to do. Contact my escrow officer, Minnie Ng, who's my escrow officer, who I adore. And so got in touch with her to try to figure this out and resolve it. Several conversations with escrow and title and higher ups and the seller to try to get this all resolved. Because it's a new situation, and I certainly don't blame the seller. She wants to make sure we're not going to have issues getting the formal demands from the bank to what is owed on those 2 mortgages so that we can pay off those demands and get the deal closed. Because it's a 10-day escrow, so we gotta hustle this now and get this together, because even with banks, once you send a formal demand, it could take 4, 5, 6 days for the bank to get back to you with what's owed on the property to close the deal. Anyways, that was this morning's new thing, and that's the funny thing about real estate. Even 29 years later, there's always something new to learn, and that's why last night I said to the seller, I said, you know what, in my 29 years I've never experienced a specific issue. However, I'll bet you my title rep and my escrow officer have. And they have. So luckily they weren't too concerned. They said, tell her not to panic. There's always a way to get things resolved. She's on title legally, so that's great. The loans just happen to be in the husband's name, so, and according to escrow, there's some legal thing that the lenders have to respond to a formal demand. And look, we're just paying off the loans. We're not asking for anything else other than tell us what's owed so we can pay you legally through escrow so that the sellers can be on their way and sell their house. Anyways, that was a new discovery this morning on that. So that's part of that file. Then what else? Oh, past client wants to buy a house. We're waiting for it to come on the market, so I had to do some research about that. Some contractual agreement amendments to my licensing agreement with Coldwell Banker. 2-3 pages of paperwork I got to review and read. That's something new. Then I've got 3-4 sellers that want to list their home with me, so I had to research, get title reports, research comp values, get ones at income properties to find out what the income expenses are, all that kind of thing. The other one, I went out quickly and to preview the property. It's a commercial property here in West Hollywood next to Beverly Hills. I had to go quickly preview the property, so I kind of physically have seen it and know kind of what I'm dealing with when I'm doing the valuations. Then I have wonderful tax papers from my accountant for my real estate corporation, and personal tax papers to deal with, and then LLC tax papers for some of my apartment buildings. There's always so you have to get some of your personal business done too, right? And then follow-ups, thank you notes to people, and then I have about 10 different other buyers and sellers I'm following up with today that are different stages of potentially buying or selling their real estate. So that's kind of what's been on my plate the last hour in the office. And then aside from all that, after my coaching call this morning with my coach, planning videos, distribution of videos, planning different marketing projects. So it's constantly a never-ending cycle of things to do. And one of my questions to my coach this morning is, how do I get it all done? I mean, I'm here every day, 6:30, 7 o'clock. I don't leave till 6, 7 o'clock, sometimes later. Otherwise, the nights that I leave those times, I go to events, so I don't have time to work at night. And then, 11, 12 o'clock at night, depending on what time, I'm working in bed, doing research, details with things. It's constantly never ending. There's always something to do. So how do I prioritize? Obviously, number one priorities for me are always escrows and clients, meaning whatever deals are closing, that's number one. New listings, that's number two. New potential clients, that's number three. And then the next most important for the marketing side is all the marketing initiatives, because all of the ads in the paper, the video productions, the website building, all of the things we have to plan, schedule, and aside from all of that, we still have to show properties during the day. Schedule appointments for tomorrow, schedule appointments for today, and people were scheduled and then they cancel because of the rain. So it's just constantly this kind of up and down, up and down, up and down all day long. Hey Katie, how are things in London? We got London weather, pea soup, clouds, and not fog today, but anyways. So that was kind of a little bit of a rant tirade, but my coach Tom Ferry, who I truly respect, says, show the behind the scenes. So I don't know, it's impossible for me to do a live video on Facebook and then YouTube and Instagram. Just can't do it. So I do it live on Facebook. Most of my followings are here, and from Facebook, it goes to all of my Facebook pages, which is great. So I've got 27 or 28 Facebook pages that are all getting this video live at the same time. It goes to my LinkedIn and to my website, and where else? I think one other place. So that's what I'm doing. So I haven't done a lot of live on Instagram because I just haven't had a lot of time to do that. And as I'm watching, I got people commenting on my YouTube. Oh yeah, this morning. So I have almost 6 million views on my YouTube channel. I think almost 18,000 subscribers. So if you guys do not subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would love it if you would. Just go to YouTube, type in Christophe Choo. I've got two channels, but my main channel, you'll see it's got like 5.8 million views. Just subscribe to that one. That way you'll get all my emails, all my videos emailed to you when I post them. So it's trying to juggle all of these things I'm supposed to do. The marketing initiatives, dealing with clients, and again, part of the deal is there's always glitches in the road. Clients can get upset or stressed out, and again, my job is to be the calming force in the transaction. I said to my seller this morning when I called her earlier, and she said, "Have good news for me?" I said, "Well, it's not confirmative news, but I think we're going to be okay." I said, "Did you get any sleep last night?" "No, I couldn't sleep. I was so stressed out." I said, "I get it." And many of you know me. I have all of my different aromatherapy oils, and I said to her, "I wish computers had smell-o-vision." I said, "I'd make you smell the stress oil." She says, "I need the stress oil and focus oil," because when I met her, I brought the oils and I shared them with her. Because, why not give a client stress oil if they're into that thing? Because there's going to be points of stress in the deal, so she can just smell the stress oil and feel better. So anyways, I just said, "Well, I'm sorry you didn't sleep well and we're stressed out, but spoke to escrow, spoke to title. There's always a solution, so I don't want you to panic. Just want you to relax. You've got the best 3 people in the business and the higher ups in those 2 big companies working on coming up with a solution. So just sit back, sit tight. Escrow will call you to ask you a couple extra questions that I couldn't answer, and we'll get it resolved." And in the meantime, I got buyers waiting. We're supposed to sign a counteroffer a few days ago. I had to call their agent and explain to them kind of what's going on, tell them not to worry, that we'll hopefully get this resolved in the next 24, 48 hours. And once we finalize everything's okay with getting what we need, so we can ensure proper closing in a timely fashion and be able to deliver free and clear title, then we can sign the final counteroffer and open escrow. So that's what's been happening this morning. So with YouTube, in the morning I have to check my YouTube. Typically I have 15 to 45 comments and messages first thing in the morning. So I try to respond to everyone and thank them for their comments. They're always great comments. There's always a couple of weird ones. Hey Chicago James, how are you? I miss beautiful Chicago. What a great town. Next time I come to Chicago, James, I want to know where's the best deep dish pizza. I'm not supposed to eat pizza, but every once in a while I do, and I love Chicago deep dish pizza. But I get it I had it only one time from a Chicago pizzeria here. When I was in Chicago, the last couple times, I'm always eating in all these fancy restaurants every night that don't serve deep dish pizza. So next time I come to Chicago and you guys see me there, let me know. I just want to try a real deal deep dish Chicago pizza, okay? So anyways, I respond to my YouTube comments. I try to, people have questions about houses, questions about the marketplace. I try to take the time to respond to all those. Respond to my Facebook messages, my Twitter messages, my Instagram messages, and on and on and on. Make sure our posts are going out in a timely fashion. And then my coach Tom says, and Gary say, you need to up your postings 5 to 25 times. And I don't know how I'm going to do 5 to 25 times more content. What are your thoughts, guys? Tell me, if you think it's a good idea to do more content 5 to 25 times, give me some likes and some hearts. I'd be very curious to know what your thoughts are. We typically do 4 to 6, 7 posts a day on various platforms of social media. How I'm going to get to 20 or 25, I don't know. So I emailed Tom and texted him this morning. I said, Tom, we need to have another one of our lunches so we can, and a business planning session so we can talk about all these details. And once I know, I'll share it with you guys. So anyways, how long have I been on? Again, I've been told Facebook live videos should be about 18 minutes long, according to all the experts. I don't know how long I've been on. It says 6 minutes, but I don't think that's quite correct. I feel like I've been on for 20 or 25 minutes. So before I sign off, does anyone have any thoughts or comments or things you want to share? James, thank you. Yeah, because I just kept saying I really want to, 31 minutes. Oh, wow, that was a long tirade. Yeah, I really want to try the real deal Chicago deep dish pizza. So anyways, yeah, and with the delay on the phone, I'm not seeing the comments so quickly. I'm seeing it on my computer. Wow, lots of comments. Thank you, everyone. This is so cool. Love it. So thanks, everyone. If I'm going to sign off because I do got to get back to work and finish up all these things. Almost time. Oh, it's only 2:30. It's early. And get back to work. So anyways, see you soon. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give me likes and hearts. And I always appreciate your support and watching. You're always so kind. Giovanni, thank you, my friend. And thank you for that wonderful 360 camera. It's in my bag. I still haven't had a chance to use it. Oh my gosh, it's been so crazy the last 2.5 weeks, but hopefully soon. And thank you, Andrew. You have a great day as well. Again, thanks for watching in, and I'll see you all soon, and goodbye from beautiful, cloudy, not quite rainy, Beverly Hills. Oh, I'll show you the mess on my balcony. This will make you laugh. My beautiful Beverly Hills. We've had a leak and I knew exactly what was going on. The underlying of the tile, the membrane is just corroded. This was built in 1989, this building, so it's 30 years old. So it's been leaking into my office in the floor. You can see the water stains. So anyways, they're starting, of course they want to start the repairs in the rain. I mean, anyways, it is what it is. So that's the messy view. My hummingbird feeder's empty. Poor guys, I gotta fix that. And the little view of my clock tower there, so I can always see what time it is. But that's the mess outside my office. So hopefully get resolved soon. Then we got to do some remodeling, recarpeting, and I'm not looking forward to that. But hey, that's just part of what has to be done. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.